the fitness business isn't about individual silos. It's about community. We all win when we work together. We all win when we share knowledge and methods across disciplines and forge profitable partnerships. And in fact, I actually believe very strongly, and this is the direction our business is going because I believe it so strongly, that partnerships, valuable partnerships where there's two companies that are complementary to one another, working together in very big ways, is the most important thing for a business to do today and moving forward.
This is the Online Trainer Show, Trainer Show, Trainer Show. This is the Online Trainer Show. We shouldn't have a podcast. It's a young Barry White or Barry Manilow right now.
Amazing.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
It's like it's almost like it's like warm chocolate slowly poured over nougat. That's what your voice sounds like.
It's like the audio after we just fixed the problems with the audio for the last 15 minutes were
good analogy.
Kissed by an angel.
Solid analogy.
You were the wind beneath my wings just now, Amber. You were the sand.
It was a total eclipse of the heart. You were the
sand between my toes.
Oh,
it was a total nice Amber with the 1990s music reference.
That was me.
Carolina with the 1990s music references. You know what? I got confused because your delts are getting so jacked.
right.
Now.
Yeah, now it's like, yeah. Wow, totally. I see it.
It's funny because for me on the Zoom screen, they're side by side, and they're never side by side on my Zoom screen. Because for those that don't watch us on YouTube, we are all talking amongst ourselves on a Zoom conference call, so we've all got visual on each other, and it's Brady Bunch style. 4 blocks. You guys have been on Zoom. It's 2020. Everybody's been on Zoom, but they're never beside each other on this broadcast for me. But visually today, they're side by side. It's like they're going toe to toe for domination.
We need to make sure that this doesn't happen again because I legitimately cannot tell them apart right now.
I don't know who's who.
I don't know who's who.
Yeah, it's basically the same person.
All right.
Basically the same person.
So I opened for the first time in I can't even remember how long. I mean, at months, I opened up the Online Trainer Academy textbook because we're coming out with a new sales page and it's really, really good and it's much better than what we have now, which is terrible. Mm-hmm. And I was just working on some bullet points and some final copy. So I opened up the textbook to reference something and I was like, man, this is pretty good.
Like, oh wait, I wrote that. That's right. It's awesome. I'm awesome.
But the thing that a lot of people don't understand, I mean, yes, my name's on the cover, but the amount of people that have been involved in that project and putting that content and material together since inception, it's a lot of people. So, I mean, yes, I wrote that, but a lot of it is like, oh, that's really good how that was said.
Right.
Yeah. Right.
This did not suck at all.
Yeah. So, I mean, yes, I wrote that. But at the same time, it's not necessarily my final words. And a lot of the time, I mean, in every case, it's like words that are better than words that I could say.
Right.
Anyway, I just thought that was a point of note that I opened up my own book for the first time in months and was like, this ain't half bad.
It's good to look back, Jonathan, either if it's hump day and you're taking a booty pic in the mirror, or if you've written an OTA textbook, both cases, good to look back at it. Sometimes you gotta look back at it, man. I hope everybody's visualizing Jonathan Goodman taking a selfie in the mirror with extreme lordosis and angling his glutes in such a way and looking ever so slightly over his right-hand shoulder to admire his own gluteus maximus.
Always the right hand.
You gotta do it. You gotta do it now. I dare you to do it now and post it on Facebook. I dare you.
I also dare. I'm jumping in on this dare, Keto. Normally, I don't agree with Keto, but I'm jumping in on this one. I would like to see a look back at it over the right-hand shoulder. I don't trust people that do it over the left-hand shoulder. Let's get that established. Over the right-hand shoulder, Amber in her brilliant screen capture, skill set, she'll capture this, and and I'll be kind enough to caption this post. I'll caption the Jonathan Goodman look back at it meme if he's willing to give us just a little something. I mean, you've already had your microphone tip out. Why not? Like you've gone full Monty already.
You know what? I'm not wearing my booty pants. If I knew that this was going to happen,
you must live your life my booty pants, like something is going to happen that you need your booty pants. That's the way I live life. Like, I don't know, guys. Like, this is normal, right? Like, we get dressed for like random bum shots. Like, this is life. I don't know.
Most people in the pandemic go back to get their mask. Catalina goes back to get her booty pants just in case.
Correct.
I think we know what the quote card on Instagram needs to be for this episode is you never know when you're going to have to take a booty shot. Catalina Belmares.
Amber's capturing that.
Amber's got that. Yeah.
Amber's capturing that intellectual property to make sure that this is what the students in the OTA want. This is what they want. This is why people tune in to the online trainer show.
People tune in for the online trainer show for the girlfriend of the mayor of a reasonably big town in southern Ontario's booty shots. That's why we come here.
Let me know when you want me to co-author that book on butt selfies with you, Jonathan. I'll be happy to.
The forward by Ren Jones, backward by Carolina Belmonte. Is that what the book will say? Totally. Can you have a backward to a book? I know you can have a forward. Is there a backward? So, two of the joys of my internet life this week, if I can share with you guys.
I would love to hear the joys of your internet life.
Two of the joys of my internet life this week was, number one, Catalina Belmonte is officially challenging for Delt dominance against Amber Reynolds. And Catalina went all in. I mean, she went in she was full pose, mid, upper back row, like bent over bench row. As she captured this, I can only assume that the mayor took this picture. It looked like an official photo. It looked like a city official's through the lens of the mayor of Barrie, Ontario. Is that his signature? Is that his signature for his?
Yeah,
he's got the signature for all his photography.
When he comes to the gym, that's his main role. I'm like, take pictures of me.
Yeah.
Right.
That's a step up. I feel like that's a step up in his career.
Right. He's like, I'm a mayor by trade, but I'm a photographer by choice.
Pictures of his completely nutball girlfriend.
Right. So
she can challenge her co-host on this weird, obscure podcast in a niche of a sub-niche of a sub-niche.
Oh my God. We're off the rails early.
To by 4 people in Romania and 1 in Lithuania.
Off the rails early. So
and Aaron, who also messaged me this morning to say thank you for mentioning her in the podcast. Yeah, nice. So this was the person who listens to the podcast, Aaron, who listens to the podcast before I listen to it every time. And she alerted me that the audio was out. And then this morning, I was up at 5:45 to work out. Like, I was up early, right? And I already had a message from her saying, thank you for mentioning me. So basically 4 people in Romania, 1 in Lithuania, and Aaron. So the mayor is now taking pictures.
I shared her story because you'll see the tag, Carol, when you go on Instagram. You'll see the tag. She tagged you in the story share. She tagged all of us. Yeah, and I shared it. I shared it today. Oh, and the second joy of my internet life this week was Keto took this magnificent picture of the glowing morning sky over Barrie, Ontario. Jonathan said, I believe the quote was, "You guys really have a really nice side of the road there." I think was that the context of your quote, Jonathan? How did you put it? It's really nice on the side of the road there.
You're such a jerk. I was so happy. I'm like, look at this beautiful sky. And he's like, great side of the road you got there in Barrie.
You took a picture of like a strip mall at sunrise.
Oh, it was a parking lot of my gym. It was a parking lot.
Right. So your gym is in a strip mall, so you took a picture of a parking lot in a strip mall at sunrise.
It's a
and put this quote as like some beautiful beach shot, like this inspirational quote about how beautiful this is and how beautiful the world is and how beautiful Barrie is. It's like, nah, that you and everything you say makes this worse. So it's not actually a gym; it's a community center. So you took a picture of the community center in the strip mall of the parking lot.
Oh my God.
In Barrie, Ontario. When I saw
the post on Instagram, there was only the one comment, and it was Jonathan Goodman saying, wow, it's really nice by the side of the road there.
You gotta shit on my sparkles every time, don't you?
I hold myself back from shitting on every single one of your
posts. You really do, John.
Every single one of your posts.
Thank you.
Like, wow. What you to do day to day.
Yeah.
So many of your posts I want to shit on. But that one I couldn't hold myself back. I have reasonably good self-control.
You deserve one every so often for being good. Yeah, you deserve one.
You're welcome.
That was so funny to me, man. That was so funny. So any of you over there, if you need any home any kitchen apparatus for possibility of fire, kitchen fires happen. We do offer an OTA wet blanket Jonathan Goodman that you can keep in your home. So if anything catches fire, you just lay the wet blanket of the Jonathan Goodman wet blanket over your joy, any spark that's happening in your life, and we will put it right out immediately.
It will kill it.
So he'll kill any spark that happens anywhere in the context of not only your home but your life. If any of the listeners want to submit a Jonathan Goodman wet blanket illustration, just send that over to Amber Reynolds, ptdc.com. Jonathan Goodman as a literal wet blanket. We'll take it. You're our favorite wet blanket, Jonathan. I believe in you, Jonathan.
So kind.
Sometimes you just need somebody to say that to you. I feel you've been neglected. I feel your attitude is a result of neglect, and I just want you to know that I'm here for you and supportive. I think you're turning on everyone else at this moment. It's the trauma.
Beautiful.
So we got a topic today, believe it or not. It only took us 15 minutes to figure out how to work the sound on podcast number 51? Is it 50 something today? I think we're in the 50s. Yeah, we're 50. 50. All right, nice.
Wow.
Time to start dyeing our beard and get the Corvette, right? So we've got a topic. I don't know what it is. I think it's got something to do with marketing. I'll let Jonathan explain it. Of course, you can read the topic if you're on this podcast. It should be somewhere scrolling over your phone right now because Amber Reynolds is so good about making sure that the title of the podcast is there so that you don't have to hear us say it. Thank you for that, Amber.
Because we feel like that saves you a lot of time.
It saves you so much time.
And the more time that we save you as a result of listening to this podcast, the more times we can talk about and the longer we can talk about how we're saving you that time.
Right.
So what we do is we talk for a few moments every episode about how we don't need to say the title in the episode because that would be wasteful of your time. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because it's written on your podcast app. So if you were to actually look at where you listen to podcasts, be it Spotify or iTunes or where else? I mean, even Google Podcasts. Like Google has podcasts now. Did you know that?
You'll see it on YouTube too.
This is how annoying he is just in everyday life, people. Listeners in Lithuania, he's just this annoying all the time. Always.
And Keto,
listeners in Lithuania, that's good alliteration.
That's right. Keto, your lunch the other day looked delicious too. You had I think it was chicken appropriately sliced, and you had some vegetables, but a just delicious looking lunch. I mean, that was the third joy of my internet life.
I was very happy you shared that as well.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
I go on the internet and I'm like, I wonder what Carolina is eating.
I was like,
right now. And you know what? You always deliver.
I know. I'm amazing. I am amazing. I was like, I feel like Jonathan needs this in his life right now. And then I posted it. And then
we all need this in our life.
Yeah, like I know. You're welcome.
Oh, you're the best. You guys are all the best. I love you all. Okay, let's talk about these fitness marketing
I want to know about
success principles. What's the actual official title, Amber? I can't remember what I told you. I mean, I know what I'm talking about, but what's the official title?
Oh, God. The official title is 3 Marketing Principles for Great Success.
Great success. Okay.
Like it matters.
I really just wanted you to say great success because I just watched Borat.
Oh.
That's why that title is that title.
Great success.
Great success. Okay. Let's start with a quote for this article. This is by the co-founder of Airbnb, Air Bed and Breakfast. I just read a book about the whole story. Crazy story. Build something 100 people love, not something that 1 million people kind of like. Bam.
Oh, that's good.
That's deep.
Gosh, that's solid. I'll be quoting that one this week.
Heck yeah.
Boy, that's good.
Let's talk about these principles. We've got 3 principles I want to talk about. The first one is you're in the marketing business. You might like that, you might not like that. If you decide that you don't want to be in the marketing business, then you will end up working for somebody who is in the marketing business. This is not necessarily a bad thing, but it's a choice that you kind of need to make. We've all heard this myth of the trainer who just wants to help people, or the trainer who doesn't care about money. This kind of permeates every aspect of the fitness industry, but you're not a volunteer, you're a professional. Professionals get paid for their work. Being passionate and helping people and making money, they're not mutually exclusive. To me, and I guess this is your like tough love bit of the episode, saying you don't care about money is an excuse you make when you aren't confident enough to charge what you're worth.
Ooh.
Ouch.
And if you're offended by that statement,
right. That one cut.
That one cuts. And if you're offended by that statement, it's probably because it's true.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, man.
Money is an amplifier, right? The more money you make, the more you can do to help others. So if you want to help people, you got to make money, even if you don't care about it yourself. I'm not somebody who is particularly capitalistic. I don't really own a lot of nice things. I actually joke that I haven't actually brushed my hair once in my adult life. I don't think that I have. I go like this with my hand and like brush it to the side. That's about it. But if you've ever watched this on YouTube, you'll be like, yo, John needs to do something about that mop. And everybody knows about, my favorite possession that I own is my $20 Casio watch.
Casio.
I'm actually wearing the fancy version today.
No, that's very nice.
Which is my $60 Casio watch that I wear on fancy occasions.
Incredible.
But I'm acutely aware of what money means to my company. The more money that we make, the more amazing things we can produce, the more impact that we can have. The reason why I built a company, the reason why I wanted to, and the reason why I run a company that makes millions of dollars a year is not because I care about personally having millions. I do this because it's the only way that I can build great stuff and impact a lot of people. So the first principle is that whether you like it or not, you're in the marketing business. The reality of it is that society works by 3 levels of people. You have the people who do the work, you have the people who manage the people who do the work, and you have the people who manage the money, and the people who manage the money manage the people who do the work. That's just how it works. You can decide which one of those 3 levels you want to be on, right? And they're all fine. Like there's nothing wrong with being somebody who does the work. Don't try to be an entrepreneur. Don't try to run your own business. Find a great business to work for. Totally cool. In fact, I think most people should probably be there. Because I got news for you. There's a lot. When you run your own business, you don't sleep very well a lot of the time. I mean, I'm responsible for the livelihood of, I don't know, how many people work for a company now? 25, 26, 27? Like, if I'm worried about something, I'm worried about them because I care about them so deeply. Like that's something that I've decided that I want to take on. That's like a real important decision. So you could be one of these 3 levels, and you should identify which one of these 3 levels you want to be on. Right? But if you decide that you're going to be like an entrepreneur and run your own business, you're in the marketing business. Don't tell me that you don't care about money, because that just tells me that you're not confident enough to be in business. Okay, number 2, you got to favor abundance over scarcity. Abundance. There is more than enough to go around of everything. There's more than enough clients. There's more than enough content. There's more than enough staff. I actually got news the other day that somebody tried to poach one of our staff members. And they said no. It's like, yeah, it's because we actually treat them like family. I mean, and even if he left, I'd still wish him well. Because if he had a better opportunity somewhere else, I'd want him to take it. That's how you need to operate. Right? There's a reason that you will not, I can't say you'll not find. You will have a very difficult time and probably never find anything negatively written about me. There's a reason for that. That's not because everything that I've ever done has been supremely successful, or that everybody has felt like, they've been treated the best way ever. Like, that's impossible. But that's because no matter what, I've always truly wanted people to do well, whatever it is, even people who don't work for us anymore. It's like, I'll introduce them to their next job, right? Abundance. That when you come to trainers, like the scarcity mindset does more damage to potentially great trainers and businesses than any other mistake. Basically, it goes like this. So you're a trainer, you own a gym. Perhaps you own a gym where you train clients. Whatever you do, you think so highly of your knowledge and methods that you don't want to share any of it with anyone. Like the idea that these are your like trade secrets. And that if anybody else can mimic what you do, they can encroach on your share of the market. Because you see your market as finite. If somebody else gets a little bit more of it, then you get less. Then you believe your survival rests on defending every inch of your turf. The fitness business isn't about individual silos. It's about community. We all win when we work together. We all win when we share knowledge and methods across disciplines and forge profitable partnerships. And in fact, I actually believe very strongly, and this is the direction our business is going because I believe it so strongly, that partnerships, valuable partnerships where there's 2 companies that are complementary to one another, working together in very big ways, is the most important thing for a business to do today and moving forward in the new economy, in the new world. So leave the scarcity mindset behind. Okay? Your shit stinks like anybody else's does. This podcast is made possible by viewers like you, except you're not viewers, you're listeners. Okay, well, I guess a word from our sponsors. If you're a fitness nutrition coach that's looking to master online coaching so that you can help more people, make more money, and have more freedom, then the Online Trainer Academy can help. OTA gives you the framework, knowledge, and support to have predictable success with your online coaching business. From marketing to business development to how to assess and motivate your clients online, it is constantly updated and refreshed to keep up with a dynamic market. Not only that, OTA is proven. In 7 years, we've helped over 30,000 coaches in 87 countries go online. Truth is, we know what works, so you can get right to the success part. And in case you're busy working a full-time job or you're a full-time parent, know that you can go at your own pace. There's no deadlines to complete OTA and you have lifetime access. That said, if you are ready to make a rapid change and finish the course in the next 8 to 12 weeks, you can expect to invest 3 to 5 hours each week on the program. And here's the best part. If you join today, you will make an extra $1,000 a month in 90 days, or I'll give you your money back. So if you're ready to build the fitness business you want and make the money you deserve, go to onlinetrainer.com/academy to enroll today. And I hope to see you in there. Are you still trying to pick your online training software? If so, let me make this easy for you.
go with PT Distinction. It's truly the best, and I'm not just saying that because they're our sponsor. We actually use PT Distinction for our own online fitness business, online trainer coaching, and we're really happy with it. From onboarding to programming to client communication, PT Distinction has everything you need to run your online fitness business smoothly, and it's super simple to use. Now, normally they offer a free 30-day trial, but as a listener of the Online Trainer Show, you get a free 60-day trial, so you can make sure you love them before spending a dime. If you want to deliver first-class service to your clients while reclaiming your time, then visit onlinetrainer.com/PTD to sign up for your free 60-day trial today.
And it's an exhausting way to live, right? When you're always thinking about how somebody else is going to take away what you have. It's exhausting.
It's stupid too.
The fitness industry is massive. Like, there's ample business for everybody. We haven't even touched it. Have you ever actually looked at the stats in various major cities and states and regions, wherever you live, whatever they're called, regions, states, provinces, of activity versus inactivity? And even people, the stats that are most jarring to me is how many people actively go out of their way to invest or participate in any kind of fitness that's outside of their like daily, like walk to work or commute. I mean, you have outliers, like obviously Los Angeles is quite a bit higher than a lot of cities, but most major cities, you're at like 10, 15%. The market is not competing for people who are already buying fitness. The market is that 85% of people who are not investing in anything right now, yet have the same insecurities and needs and desires as the people who do. They just haven't been given the right opportunity yet. That's the market. So people who act abundantly, people who support others, give without any thought of what they're going to get in return, and don't keep score, realize what they get back is worth many times more than that. And this manifests in a whole bunch of crazy ways. And I can tell you so many amazing situations where this has happened. Like, there was somebody who's the chief content officer of one of the bigger fitness websites out there, I've known for a lot of years. And I basically sent him a message and just asked him, we wanted to get an article placed or something like that. And we had a good idea of something that we thought could work on the platform. And he messaged back and he was like, yeah, actually, I think that there's a lot bigger ways to work together. I've always wanted to thank you. A couple of years back, I asked you a question about online training, and you were nice enough to get on the phone with me and talk to me about it, and you give me access to OTA, and I've never forgotten that. I literally forgot that I did that.
Right.
Oh,
but he didn't.
Yeah.
And this is 4 years later. And now this guy happens to be in charge of all of the content and material on one of the largest fitness websites in the world and wants to actively promote us. Like, that's how this stuff manifests. Because I might have had that phone call with 50 people, right? Like, I don't even remember. But good people that you can support with any thought of what's going to happen and get back. And I have so many stories like that. It's silly. I mean, if you wonder why basically no other fitness business program is promoted in any capacity by anybody who has any kind of a brand or any company, and yet the Online Trainer Academy is like the go-to for everybody from John Berardi to Precision Nutrition to Eric Cressy to Sohee Lee to Trainerize, PT Distinction, like I can keep going. It's because I've built relationships with these people through this idea of abundance for the last 8 years. I mean, that's why. That's what happens. And it's not just them I did it with. There's a whole bunch of other people who might be even out of the business. Ryan Ketchum used to run the marketing for Fitness Revolution, left the fitness industry. Well, that's too bad. That was a really great relationship that I had. And now he's a friend, which is fine. But that's what happens. Okay, number 3. You believe in attracting customers to you. That's the third principle. You don't believe in begging and pleading and scratching down doors. You believe in taking actions every day consistently, reliably, in ways that attract the right customers to you. This idea of doing things so that prospects seek you out, I call attraction marketing. You've probably heard the term before. If you've done the Online Trainer Academy, you've certainly heard it. one of the two main marketing principles, is traction marketing, and that's the formula that we teach you. But the concept really is simple. There's 4 parts to it. Number 1 is you brand and market yourself in a way that makes you the obvious choice for a prospect. Number 2 is you establish yourself as an expert within your prospect's community. Number 3 is you do a great job and you make sure everybody in that community knows about it. And number 4 is you treat your existing clients like all-stars. You celebrate them. You celebrate them, not that you're great. You celebrate them that they're great. You celebrate the success that they're doing. Even though you may have had a part in it, even though you may have supported it, the fact of the matter is they did the work. They showed up. They put in the work. You celebrate that. If you do all these things reliably, consistently, day in and day out, your reputation will precede you. And yeah, I mean, it takes some time, but like building a great business takes some time. And absolutely, you'll do some selling and following up with prospects as you build your brand and reputation. But attraction should be your number 1 marketing goal. You want people coming to you. What's the best way to say this? You want people coming to you with money in their hands, asking you how to buy, happy to pay whatever you charge. That's what you want. You want people coming to you saying, hey, where do I sign up? Not why you. They should already know why you before you even speak to them. Those are the 3 major principles. I mean, if you can nail those 3, not even nail those 3, because your competition is probably not even paying attention to those 3. Your competition is probably trying to build a nicer website, even though nobody's going to that website. Your competition is probably firing, Facebook ads to the abyss, trying to convert people with a ebook about a 4-week workout or whatever, and trying to improve their sales copy on that. Like, they're not doing these things because these things are hard. There was a conversation in our Facebook group actually today that I think is instructive. Let me pull it up here.
Are you pulling up your own social media information?
Yeah.
I'm shocked by this, but you're growing up so fast.
Somebody posted in the Online Trainers Night. So this is not a student of the Academy. This is somebody in our free Facebook group. And they just said, hey guys, how do you increase your service value during a call presentation? I think English is not his first language, so keep that in mind. How do you increase your service value during a call presentation to enroll more clients into your business other than ebooks or online courses you give away? So basically, like, how do you increase the value when you're talking to a client to enroll them easier other than ebooks and online courses? And my response was, by knowing the client's inner dialogues and desires extremely well going in, asking amazing questions, and probing deeper into their pain and problem and desires. I mean, that's pretty much it. Like, it's hard. And his response was, okay, what about something more concrete? So, and then of course, I basically said, like, this is literally what you have to get good at, and it takes time and it's hard. It's what we teach in levels 1 and 2 of the Online Trainer Academy. And then I just said, asking questions on calls like, how does that make you feel? Can you tell me more about that? Are literal gold. And then Dominique responded back to the whole thread. He's like, this is the difference between good marketers and bad. And I think that like little back and forth kind of knocks it down. Like there's no bullet, there's no like better way or best way. It comes down to doing these things. Like, how do you get people to enroll to your program easier on a sales call without ebooks and online courses? You talk to them in a deeper way. You know them better. You build this brand that precedes you. I mean, we listened to a previous episode on marketing versus branding, if you want to go in deeper on that. But you build this brand that precedes you, so people come to you knowing who you are, knowing the value that you bring. And then you just ask good questions on that call. Oh, how does it make you feel? Oh, can you tell me more about that? And now all of a sudden, you're the only option for that person. Nobody else is even in the conversation. That's how you do it.
That's good stuff. And I know we've only got like literally like 3.5 minutes, but I wanted to shoot over to our in the field correspondent, Carolina Bermudez, because one of the things that you mentioned in the context of what you were saying, Jonathan, was, you work at it, it takes time, you get better at it. And that whole phrase, it takes time, is what pretty much every OTA student that I talk to is trying to avoid. And I'm like, hey, bro, I can teach you how to plant a seed. I can teach you how to water a tree. I can teach you how to put it in the appropriate spot in your yard so it gets adequate sunlight. I have no methodology for making the tree grow faster. Like I don't have that skill set. What I wanted to ask Carol is, when did you get to the point, Carolina, where you felt like, okay, I have a business, it's moving, like the conveyor belt is working now. Like things are coming through repeatedly. Like approximately how long from the start of your business to when you actually felt like that? Or have you ever felt like that yet?
Oh, I feel like it's always a work in progress. Like, I don't think that feeling ever goes away of you could be doing more or slightly better or more effectively. So I don't know that we ever reached that point fully, but I do know that it took about, I would say around 2 years from the moment that I started online training
Right.
to where I felt like, I was like, oh, I feel like I actually have like the hang of it, right? Like it's still
Right.
improving, but like 2 years. And here's the thing though, that time
Right.
is going to pass regardless. It's that time
Anyway.
is going to pass. So how are you going to
Anyway.
make use of that time? Invest in getting really good at the basics, which is talking to your target audience. Focus on that.
Because Jonathan, what I hear when I hear these questions, like the question that you got in the group today, which I did see that thread, by the way, when I hear questions like that, what I hear is, what's the best fat burner? So I can lose. I'm going on a cruise in March.
Mm-hmm.
It's what's the best detox tea? What's the best waist trainer? That's what I hear when I hear those questions. And even as fitness coaches, right, we can give people methodology, and we can write them eloquently programmed exercise, and we can give them nutritional intervention, and still, in the absence of time, there's no result for it, right? Like none of us have a 7-day plan to radically shift your body, your physicality. It just doesn't exist. And when I hear these questions repeatedly, it's almost always against the backdrop of, how can I hurry it up? So can you, in your greatness, Jonathan Goodman, can you once and for all, demonstratively, I think that's a word, just sort of sum up the fact that it's not a thing you can rush. Like, I'll ask you Jonathan, I need to make it happen in 30 days. How can I do that?
Yeah,
Is it possible?
What am I saying here? Is it possible in 30 days?
Yeah, I'm brand new and I want to make everything happen today. I'm in a pinch, COVID, blah, blah, blah.
You can almost certainly get your first 5 clients within 30 days.
There we go.
It will very much depend on what work you have done leading up to it. Like how many people even know that you're a trainer? I mean, if you're the type of person who either has never trained anybody before, or you've kind of trained people, you've never really spoken about it, you have no social media presence in any way, you've never done any kind of content, you have no real connections, nothing. It's obviously going to take you a little bit longer than somebody who's done these things unconsciously, even just share their own journey because they've wanted to share their own journey. People see that. Right. And so it does have to do with how much work you've done leading up to it. That having been said, 30 days of dedication, 100% you can get your first 5 clients. But it will take you time because it takes time to get people results. It takes time to generate word of mouth. I mean, reputation is so valuable for no other reason than it is unbelievably difficult and takes a long time to build. That's why it's valuable. That's why people value it so much. Nobody would value it if you could cheat it. The only reason why it's valued is because you can't cheat it and it takes time. And we all intuitively know this. So when we see somebody who has a great reputation, when we see somebody who is recommended by somebody that we trust, i.e. they're lending credibility. So if I have a great reputation and I recommend you, I'm lending my earned credibility to you. When we see that, we value that more than anything else because we know how valuable that is. We know how difficult that is to build up. You can't cheat that. I've been doing this for 9 years, day in and day out, and I feel like I'm just getting started.
Right.
I mean, it's
right.
It takes time, right? But I've made a fair bit of money in those 9 years. Like I'm doing okay. So it's not to say that you can't do well while you're building up.
Good for you, Jonathan.
But at the same time, like, you got to know that it's if you truly want to build something special, it is always going to be more work, and there's going to be more involved, and it's going to be harder than what you're going to see on the front. When you actually get in behind the scenes, you realize that. And if somebody's selling you a program of how to achieve something or how to do something, it's in their best interest to hide that very difficult, muddy middle, right? They kind of smooth out the curve in their marketing very conveniently. They don't show the crazy ups and downs. But like, that's life, man. There's ups and downs. There's ups and downs, bro. This morning was a down for me. Holy crap, this morning was a down for me. But like, I'm feeling okay now. So, I mean, even in one day, it can kind of flip. I don't know.
Yeah. If you've not cried in a corner by yourself, you're not an entrepreneur. Like, you don't run a business. Like, it's lonely.
Allison reminded me of a time, and we got to go in a minute. But Allison reminded me of a time, this was a few years back, when I was just about to launch what was, to that point, the most important thing I'd ever launched. And it was the night before, and we had a big like tech breakdown, and I was in Indonesia. And so trying to get a hold of like our tech team and anybody to fix it, this was the middle of the night over there. Oh, sorry, this was the daytime there, which was the middle of the night, like back where anybody lived. And I actually went to her and I was like, I just need you to hold me. Like, if you haven't had those moments, you're not building your own business.
You're not doing it right. You're not doing it right if you've not felt like that. So to recap, we're going to get out of here. Your reputation undergirds everything that Jonathan just said. So let's start there. Let's be aware of that as coaches, right? You can't microwave your reputation. You have to crock pot it, right? So you got to put it in, let it simmer for a little while. Like, you're not going to cook it fast. If you cook it too fast, you're going to burn it. And we have all witnessed people burn their reputations. So, and to Carol's point, you're sort of never really there. You never really arrive. But you need to start looking at this thing in terms of years instead of in terms of weeks. It's just what it is. But as she said, the time is going to pass anyway. You can spend that time tap dancing around other methodologies. I'm going to switch everything this month and do it entirely different. Or you can just stay where you are, allow the time to pass, get better at it. Marketing. Marsha. Once again, solving all your problems on the Online Trainer Show in 50 minutes or less. You can go to onlinetrainer.com/podcast.
No, you almost nailed it. Oh, you were so close. So close.
I had some turkey in my back teeth I've been eating turkey the whole podcast. The lunch choked me. That's what it was. I need to get that down. onlinetrainer.com/podcast. Show notes, artwork, whatever we got. And don't forget to leave us a review, and we'll see you next time on the Online Trainer Show. This is the Online Trainer Show. Trainer Show. This is the Online Trainer Show. We shouldn't have a podcast.